sports.
We are Buffalo. We are Minnesota.
Perfect night of summertime weather in downtown Minneapolis. Where would you rather be but Target Field? Game 2 between the Dodgers and the Minnesota Twins. Not a fun night for the Twins last night.
Listen.
We spent the better part of the night last night trying to figure out how we could speed things up. We finally figured out how to do that. Wasn't a fun night for the Twins and a night to forget.
I tell you what, last night was just a disaster for the Minnesota Twins. So you turn the table, and hopefully, tonight it'll be Brian Dunsing. He's got to be on tonight. For Brian Dunsing, just work hard inside. Let them move their feet a little bit. Brian Dunsing works both sides of the plate. He does pitch a lot of right-handers in. He's coming off a very good start, but a 2-1 loss to Tim Lincecum and the Giants. So Dunsing has been pitching pretty good as of late. Good month of June, 2-2, 2.38 ERA. Let's hope that he keeps it going here in the month of June.
And let's hope that the Twins can pick up hits in bunches. Tsuyoshi Nishioka got a couple last night. We'll have more on his presence at the plate in a moment. On Fox Sports North is brought to you by Northland Ford. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. By Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And by a reminder from Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Designate a driver.
Twins and the Dodgers about to play Game 2 of this 3-game series at Target Field in Minneapolis. Welcome back to the right field corner with Roy Smalley. I'm Anthony LaPanta. There are many different approaches at the plate, and no matter who you watch, they'll have different stances, hands in different places, different triggers. But, Roy, the one constant you've always preached is weight back, stay back, keep your weight behind you. Yet, Minnesota infielder Yoshi Nishioka, much like Ichiro, takes a very different approach.
They really do, and Nishioka, exactly like Ichiro, wants to weight shift early. It's all about the weight shift. Now watch him start gliding into the ball with his hands back. Look how similar it is as Nishioka glides into the ball and swings from a position with his hands back. They look remarkably similar. Hands back, they stay back, they glide into the ball. The only difference is that swing, Ichiro pulls it and Nishioka hit the ball the other way. And what Nishi is trying to do by that is to let the ball get back. If you stay back, it's very hard to let the ball get deep and hit the ball the other way. But if you glide into the ball this way, you can let the ball get this deep and stay inside of it. So he's trying to hit every pitch this way and adjust to the pitch inside. So he sets up to make the ball be further back, hit it to center or left until the last minute if the ball's inside. That enables him to stay on the ball longer and hopefully make more consistent contact. I think he got it from one of his heroes, Ichiro Suzuki.
Seemed to work for him last night. 2 hits in the series opener for Minnesota. Unfortunately, they couldn't get anything going offensively. They'll try and support Brian Dunsing next.
Sky, just a very slight breeze. Absolutely gorgeous weather conditions to play baseball in, and Rene Rivera and the Twins out of the dugout hoping to have a better night than last night.
Well, we've talked about it before, Dick. You know, yesterday is gone, and Don Mattingly very proud of the way his club swung the bat last night, but a new day.
Well, here's the Menards Dodgers batting order. Tony Gwynn Jr. with a 4-hit night last night. Casey Blake, Andre Ethier.
Who didn't?
Yeah, that's true. Matt Kemp, then Juan Uribe, Marcus Kemp, Aaron Miles, A.J. Ellis, and Jamie Carroll.
That'll be Brian Dunsing on the mound for the Twins, making his 15th start, his 16th appearance on the season. This will be his 4th interleague start this year. One against Arizona, one against San Diego Padres, and then his last start, he pitched a good ball game against the Giants. but lost 2-1. And you mentioned it in the pregame, Dick. This is a guy, his mound opponent, Ted Lilly. That a guy like Brian Dunsing, he's young. Hopefully he'll pitch a long time. You want to watch Ted Lilly. Even though you're pitching here tonight, when you're sitting on that bench, watch how Ted Lilly goes about his business. Over 300 major league starts and over 100 major league wins. So you want to watch that.
Lasted a long time, and went 15 years ago. He was kind of a Brian Dunsing type, not overpowering or anything like that. Well, here we go, and the Twins hope for a better start than last night. Tony Gwynn on the first pitch sends it to center. Revere drifting back, and already we're off to a better start. Gwynn started a 2-run first inning with a single last night. One down. Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Jason Repko, Ben Revere, Michael Kadire in the outfield. Valencia, Nishioka, Casilla, Hughes around the infield, and Rene Rivera behind the plate.
One thing about Brian Dunsing, he will attack the strike zone. 27 walks, 2 intentional, and 82 innings pitched. So these Dodgers, I'm sure, know a little bit about Brian Dunsing. They'll look at films. They'll be ready to swing the bat.
There's Iowa native Casey Blake from Indianola. I ran into part of the Casey Blake fan club today up from Iowa. You can see Blake kind of flexing that right shoulder collarbone area. He's had a pinched nerve in his neck, and it's been an ongoing issue for him.
Oh, it didn't hurt him last night on that home run he hit.
Squaring to bunt, taking a strike.
You know, Blake is, I mean, we saw him at third base last night. He started at third, then he ended up in left field. Here tonight, he's at first base. Good guy for Don Mattingly to have. A veteran, knows how to play the game. A Michael Kadire type player. 37 years old in his 4th season with the Dodgers.
I was just going to make that comparison to Michael Kadire, because Blake playing first base tonight because James Loney really struggles against left-handed pitching, so Blake slides over and plays first base. 2-1 to Blake, and now 3-1. First inning was just an ugly inning last night. A couple of hits, an error, a stolen base. The Twins fell behind early and never were able to catch up. 3-1, and now a full count. Andre Ethier on deck.
Yeah, we've seen this from Brian Dunsing over the last couple of starts. He'll pull those stirrups all the way up, show off those big calf muscles he has.
To center, and Revere retreats again. Now number 2. We have not been blessed with great weather in year 2 at Target Field, but you couldn't change anything about tonight. It's absolutely perfect to do anything outdoors, but where would you rather be than watching a major league game at Target Field?
Yeah, another good crowd's going to watch this ball game. The only thing I would change is the flags are blowing a little bit out the left. If they blew in a little bit, that'd be perfect.
Then there's the matter of the flags above the stands in right field. We'd like to change the order there. They rank them in terms of American League Central positions, and we've changed those around. But other than that, it's just about a perfectly pleasant night to watch baseball. 1 strike to Ethier. There are the flags, with the Tiger flag way over on the left in first place. 6 flags, the American League flag, and the 5 teams that are in the division.
Yeah, Ethier in last night's ball game credited with a hit after the game was completed. That sharp ground ball he hit to Nishioka in his 3rd at bat was first ruled an error, then they gave him a hit. And that went from 24 to 25 hits that the Twins gave up last night.
It might matter to Ethier, and it might matter to Nishioka. I don't know that anybody else really cared one way or the other.
It didn't matter to the pitcher as far as being an earned run or an unearned run.
1-2 to Ethier. Now, we mentioned that Loney really struggles against lefties. Ethier does a better job against them, but that really is Dunsing's strong suit, pitching against left-handed batters. He was outstanding in that regard last year, and left-handers this year hitting just over 200.
Yeah, 209 against Dunsing. He's allowed 6 home runs, only 1 to a left-hander. Right-handers are hitting 318 with 5 home runs allowed.
See Loney, who will start the game on the bench. 1-2 to Ethier. Breaking ball misses. The Twins were as close as 6.5 games out of first. Now they've fallen back to 10 because of the 6-game losing streak.
Why the difference right there? Because I think Dunsing is a guy that will pitch hard into lefties. And then he's got that curveball that he just missed, and also a changeup. Watch Rivera move, now sitting inside. And right down the middle of the plate.
Good first inning for Dunsing. 3 up and 3 down. Top of the first inning for Brian Dunsing, and the Menards batting order for the Twins. Ben Revere followed by Alexi Casilla. Joe Mauer DHing. Michael Kadire is going to have a big night tonight. Danny Valencia, Luke Hughes, Jason Reptil, Rene Rivera, and Tsuyoshi Nishioka.
And it'd be Ted Lilly on the mound. What goes around comes around. Lilly originally signed by the Dodgers back in 1996, then came up with their Expos, and just back with the Dodgers in his second season back with the LA Dodgers. And don't look for a walk against this guy. He has not walked more than 2 batters in his last 28 starts.
A ball now, a strike, and he is way over on the third base side of the pitching rubber. And Revere slaps a single to left. Then had a tough night at the plate, hit into a couple of double plays, hit the ball hard a couple of times, and now he gets a leadoff single.
Yeah, Lilly left the ball up, and Ben Revere just slapped it the other way. Lilly has struggled in his last 2 starts. He's 0-2 in his last 10 innings coming into this ballgame. He's allowed 11 earned runs.
And now Revere at first for Alexi Casilla. Casilla really struggling, and because of that we might see a bunt here. We'll see. And Lilly just kind of soft tosses it over there, maybe to see if Casilla might go ahead and drop one down. We've seen Casilla a number of times in bunting, pushing it up right side and trying to get it past the left-handed pitcher for a bunt hit. Strike one.
Well, Lilly not an overpowering pitcher. That fastball maybe 90-91, but very good control. Big slow curveball. He'll throw a slider like cutter, what they call today, and then a changeup. There's a changeup just missing down. Clocked at 76. Lilly 35 years old. An all-star for the Toronto Blue Jays back in 2004. Also a National League all-star with the Cubs in 2009.
There's the bunt, and it will land safely, and Casilla is tagged, I believe. No! He was not tagged by Blake, and Blake will come out to argue. It sure looked up here, from up here, as if he got him on the back. And Don Mattingly will come out to argue.
Yeah, Eric Cooper, the first base umpire, I mean, he really couldn't see because, you know, Casilla and Blake are going at each other. And I think he's going to ask maybe home plate umpire Jeff Kellogg if Kellogg saw anything. Sure looked like he tagged him right there, but again, you know, first base umpire, you're kind of blocked out. Casilla trying to get out of the way, but sure looked like Blake got him right there on the jersey, the number 12.
And now they're calling him out, and here comes Ron Gardenhire. The right call was made, but now Gardy's going to talk first to the first base umpire, Eric Cooper, to find out what he saw, which couldn't have been much because the play was coming right at him and the tag was on the backside.
You know, and I'm glad Gardy's not going to make a big deal out of this because they got it right.
Right.
They got it right. And, you know, Jeff Kellogg, the home plate umpire, was following the ball. Well, they're talking about it right there. I think it came more from Jeff Kellogg, the home plate umpire, than it did Eric Cooper. He was kind of blocked out.
So it's, instead of a base hit, a sacrifice bunt for Casilla, advancing Revere to second, and here comes Mauer, the designated hitter. And again, Lilly spinning around and keeping an eye, in fact both of them, on Ben Revere.
The last time the Twins saw Ted Lilly was back in 2009 when he was a member of the Cubs at Wrigley Field.
I think Milton Bradley was his right fielder that day. I think that was the game where Bradley thought it was 3 outs when it was only 2 and posed, and the Twins were running laps on the bases.
They got a no decision in that ball game. He pitched well, 7 2/3 innings, allowed only 2 runs to the Twins.
1 strike to Mauer. Chance for the Twins to get the first run of the game here. And Revere goes to third, and he is in safely and nearly overslid the bag again. He was able to get his left foot on the bag as his right hand fell off.
Well, one thing that Ted Lilly does, he really turns his upper torso, and you saw that right there. That allows Ben Revere maybe 1 or 2 extra steps. And Revere sliding across the bag, but keeping his body on the bag. Well, you kind of want to grab that corner as much as possible, hold on to it, but you kind of slipped right there.
Infield in, 1-1 to Mauer. Up the middle, base hit, 1-0 Twins. Well, that worked out about as well as you could possibly hope. You get a leadoff single, a sacrifice, a stolen base, and a sharp single to center.
And that's the way the Twins went about business when they won 15 of 17 games. These are the little things, the igniters in the top of the lineup. Get on, move them over, and then hopefully the middle part of the lineup can get some big hits. And there's a big hit right there off of Joe Mauer, picking up his 7th RBI of the year. And Revere scores.
And Michael Kadire will hit with Mauer at first and 1 away. On the outside corner, a strike. Tigers are having the type of game tonight that the Twins had last night. They're already trailing the Mets 9-0 in the 4th inning. Another slow breaking ball. Two strikes to Kadire. Fastball right down the middle on 0-2.
But after the 2 slow curveballs, you know, that fastball, even though it's, you know, maybe 89 to 91, it looks like 94, 95 sometimes. It'll sneak it by you.
Another 2-strike pitch to Kadire.
Trey Hillman had a pretty good bubble right there.
Liner to short. And Kadire with a line drive for out number 2. Valencia will come up. But first, a look at the Northland Ford defense for the Dodgers. Tony Gwynn Jr. in left, Matt Kemp, Andre Ethier, Uribe, Carroll, Miles, and Blake. And A.J. Ellis caught last night. He gets the start again tonight.
Yeah, a lot of faces new with the Dodgers, but pretty good defense. 40 errors on the year. Only the Phillies have made fewer errors in the National League.
Valencia takes up and away a ball. Very high and wide, 2-0.
Lilly making his 7th career start, his 8th career start against the Twins. He's 3-1 with a 3.33 ERA, but you know that was his last start against the Twins back in 2009. So Danny Valencia has never faced Ted Lilly.
And now 3-0 with Luke Hughes on deck. Mentioned Lilly typically doesn't walk many people.
Well, last time he walked 3 or more in a ball game was the game before he got traded in Houston as a member of the Chicago Cubs.
At the knees, 3-1.
Behind 3-0, Lilly still knows he's got to keep the ball down. A good fastball.
Fouled back, a breaking pitch. Full count.
That's a little cutter right there. Lilly came up with the Expos in 1999. Spent some time with the Yankees, then the Oakland A's, then the Toronto Blue Jays, then the Cubs, and now back with the club that he originally signed with, the LA Dodgers.
Mauer goes, and the pitch fouled back again. We should have pointed it out last night. We did not, but the Dodgers wearing the number 4 on their sleeves in honor of Duke Snider, who passed away, Hall of Famer. Most notably when they were the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Our condolences to the Twins organization losing Howard Fox here today. Twins executive board committee been with the Twins for over 60 years.
Full count to Valencia. Popped up right side. Blake calls for it. And he drops the ball. Casey Blake dropped an easy pop-up, and the inning will continue. Mauer goes to third.
That's one thing you do not see too often. There's an infielder drop a ball like that. Casey Blake picking the ball up, calling it off, calling Aaron Miles off, and then the ball, sometimes it just hits in a bad spot, right on the heel, and the inning continues.
Well, last night in the first inning, the Twins committed a costly error on a routine ground ball. We'll see if they can take advantage of the Dodger error here tonight. There's another pop-up. Blake wants no part of it. And Jamie Carroll ends the inning. A couple of hits, a stolen base, an error, 1 run for the Twins. And our thoughts and prayers go to Yvonne Fox and the family of the longtime Twins executive who passed away today at the age of 90. Going into that second inning with the Twins in front after what happened last night. They were shut out last night for the 7th time this year, and they took care of business early. Revere with the base hit, the stolen base. And now Matt Kemp, who had a good night at the plate, taking strike one. League MVPs typically come from winning ball clubs, and the Dodgers are not that, at least not yet. Nevertheless, Kemp putting up MVP type numbers.
Hit his 22nd home run last night. 62 RBIs on the year, hitting .336.
Maybe threatening to put up Triple Crown type numbers before it's all said and done. Right now he's 5 points behind Jose Reyes in the batting race. He's leading the league in home runs, and he's 6 runs batted in behind Prince Fielder. Great catch by Valencia. A soft line drive, and he timed his jump perfectly.
Yeah, he did. He really did. The leap was perfect. It looked like Kemp was going to flare this ball down that left field line, but Danny Valencia, good leap, good extension, comes down with it.
So 1 down, and here's Juan Uribe. Uribe right on top of that plate, and he takes ball 1. Uribe won a World Series ring with the Giants last night, or last year I should say. Bouncer to short. Nishioka over to Hughes. 2 down. 2 down in the second. And let's get an injury update from Robbie and Smikowski.
I do, Dick, and it's on Delman Young. The bad news, he got carted off at Miller Park in Milwaukee. The good news is that the MRI results have come back, and it shows no ligament damage in our Sanford Health Injury Report. Just a bone bruise in the ankle. Ligaments are intact. The return date still unknown. He's got to do a little bit of work first before they can determine any kind of date. But that's really the best case scenario when you see a guy get carted off the field and realize it's a sprained ankle, and even more so that the ligaments are okay.
Hey, he just kind of jammed his ankle then. That's very good news for the Twins, who need good news.
Yeah. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1, and Ron Gardenhire thought that the 15 days on the disabled list would be enough. That when the 2 weeks are up, Delman will be ready to come back to the lineup, and we hope that's the case. 1-1. Today, by the way, Jason Kubel went down to Fort Myers, Florida. He's going to spend 3 days down there playing in games, and then will bump himself up to a AA, go to New Britain play, and then the hope is he'll be here in time for the Tampa Bay series. 2-1. Popped up, foul ball, 2-2.
So there's that fastball in right there that'll tie up some right-handed hitters. Marcus Thames in his first season with the Dodgers. Last year with the Yankees.
Baseball brought to you in Sony high definition. Thames being bothered by a calf injury. They will use him as the designated hitter rather than putting him out in an outfield spot because of the injury.
Yeah, he's got some power. Twins saw a lot of him when he was with the Detroit Tigers from 2004 to 2009.
Deep to the right field corner. Chased by Kadire. That's a foul ball. Yeah, I half expect Thames to finish his career with the Twins like Craig Monroe did. Well, I guess Monroe actually went on and played for the Pirates 1 year, but you see somebody like Thames who hurts you as an opponent, and maybe the best way to neutralize that is go ahead and hire him.
You know, right field is a tough place to play. You see Michael Kadire keeps shading his eyes trying to pick up the ball at home plate.
I think that's what happened on that double in the first inning last night with Kemp. It didn't look like Kadire really got a good view of it. Not that he would have caught it anyway. In the dirt, blocked by Rivera. Well, what a wonderful problem to have after 28 years of indoor baseball. Full count to Marcus Thames. Aaron Miles would hit next if given a chance this inning. And he came inside and got strike 3. A pair of 1, 2, 3 innings for Brian Dunsing. Tomorrow, when the Twins battle the Dodgers, visit HarmonKillebrew.org for tickets and details.
Yeah, the event tomorrow night and then the golf tournament on Thursday. Raise some good money for Harmon Killebrew Foundation.
Jason Repko takes a strike. It'll be Repko, Rivera, and Nishioka. Here in the Twins' second inning.
Well, Repko originally the #1 pick for the Dodgers back in 1999. And there's a base hit by Repko. That's why I picked him and picked the stick. I just thought he's going to have a good ball game. I always want to come back and show your, the former team that hey, maybe they made a mistake. Repko got a high fastball and lined it in the left field.
We'll see if the Twins try to play small ball again here in the second inning after a leadoff single. Rivera hitting 167. Might be a candidate to drop down another bunt. When the manager himself says that he really enjoys managing small ball, using hit and run, stolen bases, bunts, and all that. Whether it's the first inning or the second inning, it's kind of easy to imagine a bunt in a situation like this.
Well, I think Ron Gardenhire looks at his lineup and sees that he doesn't have a lot of power, so he does have to do the little things. He has to bunt. He has to hit and run when he feels the time is right. Scotty Alger standing in front of manager Ron Gardenhire. Scotty Alger, the bench coach this year.
Missing 1-1. In the first inning, the Twins got a leadoff single. Casillas sacrificed Revere to second. He then stole third and scored on Mauer's single through a drawn-in infield. And there goes Repko on the pitch lifted to left. And Repko has to retouch second and scamper back toward first. And he'll get back safely.
Boy, Repko had a great jump.
One down, and Nishioka coming to the plate. Roy Smalley, you've made a comparison between Nishioka and Ichiro Suzuki.
They're remarkably similar in their batting styles, guys. They really are. Look at here how Ichiro glides into the ball. There's no stay back in his approach. It's glide in and keep your hands back and stroke it. Watch how similar this looks. I think the young man on the right has been watching the older guy on the left for a little while over there in Japan and later. But he tries to glide into the ball, let the ball get deep in the plate, and then slap it all over the field. That's their style.
Hey, Roy, I mean, Nishioka struck out in his last at-bat last night, but prior to that, he had a couple singles in that last game of Milwaukee, and then last night started with a couple singles. Maybe he's feeling a little more comfortable.
Yeah, I think his stroke and his approach look a little bit more solid, a little bit more comfortable. And, you know, it's going to take anybody a little while to get comfortable in the big leagues, and I think he's no exception.
Threatening to bunt, taking a strike. Roy, what you just showed Ichiro and Nishioka, is that what we would call being a front foot hitter? I've heard that phrase. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, it turns out that they're front foot hitters, Dick, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to stay inside the ball. You've also heard that expression. And when you glide into the ball like that and start your weight shift early, it allows you to let the ball get more parallel to your body.
Repko picked off. Blake's throw, not in time. How many times have we seen that? A runner is picked off, but is fast enough to beat the throw to second base.
Again, Lilly with that high leg kick. You know, Repko taking off on first movement. And then right there, the slow throw on the infield side. But Repko does a good job of getting his foot on the outfield side of second base. So Carroll swipes at him, but Repko saved. Repko stealing a base, his fourth of the year.
Nishioka with a 1-1 count. Roy Smalley, you spent some time at first base. On a play like that, isn't the first baseman supposed to come out and meet the pickoff throw?
Yeah, there's two things have to happen there. The pitcher, when he has that big leg kick, as Bert described, has got to get it down and get the ball over. When he sees the runner take off, get it over to the first baseman in a hurry. And the first baseman almost has to charge the ball as best he can and turn it like a shortstop. Like a shortstop on a double play, getting from the second base. Getting from the second baseman. See, the first baseman, it stayed there. If he'd have come at that ball, he might have had, you know, that's a play of split seconds right there. The only reason Jason made it was he made a great slide. If Casey Blake comes and meets that throw, they might have got him.
Fouled back by Nishioka, still 1-2.
Tell you what, I'm almost surprised they didn't call a balk on Ted Lilly where that right foot landed. He landed, you know, past that, to me, the imaginary 45-degree line. I mean, it's kind of like at the last second he picked it up and then threw it over to Casey Blake. He's been called on 2 balks already this year.
1-2 to Tsuyoshi Nishioka. Slow breaking ball left up a little high.
Dick, you mentioned you know, Ted Lilly really working off that corner of the pitching rubber, but you know, I mean, his toe is as close as you can get.
That might be a block. He might not be in contact with the rubber, Bert.
Yeah.
Now, if memory serves me right, he was called on that a couple of years ago for actually pitching in front of the rubber. Somebody called him on it.
Oh, really? They would do that?
2-2. Bouncer, and Repko will be able to advance. Nishioka thrown out number 2. And Repko to third for Ben Revere.
I remember one time I was pitching against Nolan Ryan. I went out there between innings, and where the pitching rubber was, there's also another hole about a foot up. But Nolan would come up, step up, and then step into that other hole he created. And that's all he needed, was a little more advantage of throwing his 100-mile-an-hour fastball toward home plate.
That's what I was going to say. Holy cow, no wonder he threw so hard. He cheated by 6 inches. That must be worth 10 miles an hour.
That was a pretty good hole. I used it too. What the heck?
Here's Revere taking a strike. The pitcher says he wants to add another foot to his fastball. I just thought he meant he was trying to throw harder. He just starts a foot closer. Okay. 1 strike to Revere. Base hit here will put the Twins up 2-0. Down to center field and a base hit.
There you go.
Revere comes through twice. A leadoff single and a run scored in the first and a 2-out single here to make it 2-0.
Boy, and that's what the Twins need. Some good 2-out hitting. Repko stole second, moved over to third, and with 2 outs, Ben Revere picks up his 9th RBI of the year. Just softly hit, a little bit off the end of the bat, and the ball dies in front of Matt Kemp out in center field. So good 2-out hitting by the Twins. And they take a 2-0 lead.
Here's Casilla, dropped down a sacrifice bunt his first time up. Temporarily was given credit for a base hit, but then the umpires conferred and ruled him out as he went up the baseline. Have 2 stolen bases in the first 2 innings against Ted Lilly. One on a pickoff throw to first, the other a straight steal from second to third. Revere picked that up in the first inning. At the knees, a strike.
Lilly again 35 years old, making his 302nd major league start. He has 118 major league wins, 103 losses.
It's chipped down the right field line, but foul. Nice catch. Fan sitting on the front row down there reached up, made a nice grab. Two strikes to Alexi Casilla. Snap out of a June swoon here in the last week or so. Tap her up the line, foul.
Yeah, that big curveball clocked at 66 miles an hour here. He'll spin it up there. Lilly's best year coming at the major league level in 2008 when he was a 17-game winner for the Chicago Cubs in 34 starts.
Runner goes, pitches inside. Revere has the ball hit him, and the throw would not have been nearly in time. He has his 2nd stolen base in as many innings.
3rd stolen base for the Twins, 2nd this inning. Revere ends up stealing his 8th base in 11 attempts. Gets into scoring position. So Casilla can drive him in.
Count 1-2 to the Twins' second baseman. That's hit well to left field. Gwynn back off the wall. Revere will score. Casilla rounding second, on his way to third, and he is out. He nearly hit a home run. He did drive in Revere. The Twins get 2 more in the second and lead 3-0. Baseball is brought to you by Explore Minnesota. Visit exploreminnesota.com to plan your next Minnesota vacation today. Pretty farmland in southeastern Minnesota, in the Preston, Minnesota area. Preston is a scenic town of 1,400, located in the Root River Valley. Convenient access to over 50 miles of scenic paved trails on the Root River and Harmony Preston Valley State Trails. Well, Alexi Casilla drove one hard against the fence and left, drove in another run.
Well, I gotta ask Roy this, because Roy has been down there. He's been in that situation. I didn't like Casilla going for 3 right there when the ball's in front of him, especially with Joe Mauer on deck. Maybe trying to do a little bit too much, Roy?
Can't do that, Bert. You're absolutely right. You absolutely can't do it. The play is in front of him, but you never make the third out at third base. There's really nothing to gain by that extra 90 feet with 2 out. You're going to score on a hit, on an error, on just about anything but a wild pitch that you could score from third. So, with Joe, and especially with Joe coming up. First of all, you don't make the last out at third, and then, gosh, with Joe coming up, give him another chance of driving a run.
Deflected by Dunsing to Casilla, who bobbles it. So 2 Twins had a chance to make a play. I think the ball hit Dunsing's leg, and then Casilla couldn't field the carom, and it'll be the first Dodger hit, I suspect, of the ball game.
Yeah, ball looked like it had a lot of spin on it right there. And watch Dunsing right here. See where it gets him. Got him on the shin area and then deflected over to Casilla, who came running in and then just couldn't get the ball in his glove.
So the leadoff man on, and here's A.J. Ellis. So many of the 25 Dodger hits last night were hit right up the middle. And their first one tonight bounces off the Twins pitcher. Up and away, ball 1. It's 25 at bats for Ellis. And a strike.
Ellis started the season with the Dodgers. Rod Barajas, also a backup catcher. He's currently on a disabled list. So when he was put on a disabled list, Ellis got recalled on June 19th.
Swinging a foul. 1-2. Dunsing pitching to Ellis, and Jamie Carroll will hit next. Bouncer to short. Nishioka to Casilla. Double play. 6-4-3. That takes care of Miles. 2 gone.
Yeah, pitcher's best friend right there. The infield base hit, and then you get the next guy to ground out. Ellis. And a nice quick turn. Good strong throw by Casilla over to Luke Hughes.
And that'll bring up the Dodger shortstop, Jamie Carroll. Twins saw a lot of Carroll when he was with the Indians.
Guys, it is such an advantage to have a second base with a shortstop's arm, isn't it? You see Alexi make that turn kind of onto his heels, but fire that ball right in front of me to first base. That ball had some giddy up on it.
1-0 to Carroll, and now inside. And even though they're in different positions now than they were at the start of the year, it's just nice to see double plays that should be turned. Really a chronic problem for the Twins in the first 2 months. At the knees, a strike, 2-1. The guy on the left started the year on the right, and the guy on the right started the year on the left. And now Nishioka gets another chance. And the inning ends. Not a 3-up, 3-down third inning, but just 12 pitches for Brian Dunsing. For the Twins, 3-0. Single game suites are available for Twins baseball this year. In fact, for July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, single game tickets available in a few of the suites. Opportunity is limited. You should act quickly. Tickets are available by calling 800-33-TWINS. Here's Joe Mauer to lead off the Twins' third. He drove in the first run of the game with a line drive single to center. And Lilly starts him with strike one. Twins typically have done well in the interleague part of the schedule. There's a high fly to left center field. Kemp, the gap, makes the catch, one away. Twins had a losing record in interleague last year. They're 4-9 so far this year. You can ask us a question online at carsoup.com/baseball. Bobby Birchild from St. Paul wondering what we want done with MLB realignment. Talk about moving a team, perhaps the Astros, into the American League and having two 15-team leagues where the top three would get into the playoffs, and then
like it.
Fourth and fifth teams would play off to join the field of four.
We're already playing November.
Yeah,
now it's going to be the latter part of November. A lot of these guys might be spending Thanksgiving on the baseball field.
In some places that wouldn't be so bad. I don't suppose it'd be tough to play here when the ice is on the lake. Here's Kadire, 2 strikes with 1 gone here in the third inning.
Any suggestions, Dick, that you might think about that for a realignment?
Back to the mound. Well, as we discussed, I think on a road trip, it seems to me at least to be a solution in search of a problem. Things seem to be going pretty good in baseball right now. I can understand why you'd like to have some balance. You've got an inequitable situation. You got one division, the American League West, that has only 4 teams. You've got the National League Central that has 6 teams. I mean, it's not even. If you had 15 and 15, you'd have to have interleague baseball pretty much all year round. One interleague series.
I think they should concentrate more on a balanced schedule. Whoever, if they continue to have interleague play, if we play, 5 teams in our whoever we play, the other 4 teams should play the same teams.
Valencia hooks it down the line. That's a fair ball. It'll go to the corner. Valencia with an extra base hit. A double down the left field line with 2 gone in the third.
Well, Danny Valencia with his 14th double of the year with 2 outs. Let's see if the Twins can get another big 2-out hit here from Luke Hughes. So a big slow pitch right here from, see the curveball, and Danny Valencia hitting it sharply right down that left field line. Stayed back nicely.
It takes Valencia's batting average against left-handed pitchers over 300. Here's Luke Hughes. Well, the whole talk of realignment to me would greatly benefit teams from the East and would be a great detriment to the Twins, Royals, even the Tigers and White Sox of the world. You'd have to finish with one of the top 3 records in a league to be guaranteed any kind of a playoff spot. And from the moment I heard about this, the first thing I thought of was games 163 that the Twins were involved with. One in Chicago and the one at the Dome against Detroit. And what great games they were, and how they may have done, each of them, more for attracting interest in baseball than any of the playoff or World Series games that followed. Here's a fly to center. The game the Twins had with the Tigers a couple of years ago was a great fan boost for baseball. Gwynn Sr. have in his Hall of Fame career? It was Junior's first last night. So, and I think in a question of this nature, we should each be given a plus or minus of 3. So I will say 7, which will cover us 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
We're talking Tony Gwynn Sr. You're
Right.
saying only 7 4-hit games for a guy that won 8 batting titles? That seems very low. I'm going to go. I'm going to have to go a little bit higher than what you thought about.
Well, my guess is just being ridiculed by everybody.
Yeah, so I think you get to guess again. Just guess higher.
4-hit games, you know,
I'm
that'll come along.
I'm going to go with 28.
Well, I'll go with 15. I don't, you know, if I get talked out of it, if it's like 9, I'm going to go with 15. And you're going to go with 25?
I'll go 20. Well, I mean, how many difference?
Plus or minus a 3. So we actually get 7 correct answers with 1.
Well, I'll go 23 then.
So we're covered 20 through.
Yeah, we're just leaving.
20 to carry the 30.
Yeah, we'll be here all night.
Well, I think we got it. I think we got the answer right. 1 and 2 to Tony Gwynn Jr.
It's probably like 35.
2 and 2. And now a full count. It'll be Gwynn, Blake, and Ethier.
I say we get a mulligan. I'm going to go 42.
Okay. Well, we haven't revealed the answer. You ought to be able to change your answer. You did on all the school tests, didn't you? That's why they made erasers.
Whatever the person to my right had.
3 and 2 to Gwynn.
So if I take 42, you take 36. Okay.
A walk will put him aboard. And the correct answer, Tony Gwynn Sr. in his Hall of Fame career, over the 3,000 hit club. How many 4-hit games did he have?
45. I said 42. Ding, 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 ding.
3, 4, 4, 45. Very good. We're good. Leadoff walk, and that'll bring up Casey Blake.
We went from 7 to 42 to answers 45. That's a lot of 4-game hits. Plus.
And Rivera will walk the ball to the mound.
Just a good visit right here by Rivera after that leadoff walk. You want to get Dunsing back in that zone. Again, that's why a catcher sometimes can be, a second pitching coach. They see just as much as Rick Anderson sees sitting on the bench. The release point, the aggressiveness that he's throwing the ball toward home plate, the refocus.
And throw to first.
Dodgers like to run a little bit. A couple stolen bases in last night's ball game. Tony Gwynn Jr. with 8 stolen bases in 10 attempts. It looked like he was leaning.
Pitched around the leadoff single in the 3rd inning. Got a double play ball, in fact.
Casey Blake has hit into 7 double plays.
As Dunsing was delivering to the plate, Gwynn was heading back to first base. 1-1.
Dunsing making his 15th start of the year, his 37th major league start. 16 wins as a starter for the Twins.
Kicks away from Rivera, and Gwynn will go to second. So without a hit yet in the inning, the Dodgers have a threat going here. Runner at second, nobody out. pass ball.
Yeah, let's take a look. I don't know if this ball hit the ground or not. No, it did not. Just hit off his glove, so it should be a pass ball on Rene Rivera.
Close to being called a strike.
And it is ruled a pass ball.
2-1. We saw Blake early in the ball game last night just give himself up, push a ground ball to the right side in this situation. A little bit different situation here. It's the 4th inning instead of the 1st, and the Dodgers are down by 3 runs. Three and 1. And back-to-back walks to start the 4th inning. Cast your vote for the Arby's Value Player of the Game. Text the word value followed by a space in the player's name to short code 234-234. And Rick Anderson's going to make a trip to the mound.
Yeah, Dunsing usually with pretty good control, so the 2 little hiccups right here. Rick Anderson going out to try to get him back in that strike zone, especially with the meaty part of the Dodger lineup coming up. Number 3, 4, 5 hitters in their lineup. Quick trip to the mound by Rick Anderson.
Well, you talked about Ted Lilly not issuing a lot of walks. Dunsing, that's kind of the strength of his game too in the month of June so far. Counting this start, his 5th start of the month, total of 7 walks and never more than 2 in a start in June. Ethier earlier this year had the longest hitting streak in the major leagues this year, a 30 gamer. Dunsing struck him out looking to end the 1st inning. Out in front, a foul tip, 1 strike.
A good breaking ball that breaks away from Ethier.
Because of the walks, Ethier represents the tying run.
Yeah, Nishioka's job, keep Gwynn close to second, make him stop. Another good breaking ball down.
0-2.
Good hard breaking ball. Good location.
Two strikes. The Dodger right fielder. Roller right side. Casilla with the pickup. Out at second. They'll only get 1 out, but the right out to get because the double play now is still in order.
Yeah, nice play right there by Alexi Casilla, having to go far to his left and then on the run spin and throw a good strike over to Nishioka covering second. Good strong throw. Nishioka gets out of the way. Roy Smalley, right play.
Oh my gosh, what a terrific play. That's not as easy as it looks, and mentally it's not as easy because that's not the safety first play. Dick, you're right. It's the right play if you can make it, but he's all off balance. He can throw that ball into left field. You have to have some courage and and try to get that runner at second base, and he did a terrific job.
Now hot hitting Matt Kemp hit a soft line drive speared by Valencia at the top of his jump, leading off the 2nd inning. Popped up down the right field line. And Hughes can't make a catch on the warning track, and Casilla stopped in fair territory. It would have been, I would think, an easier play for the second baseman to make. And he stopped before he crossed the foul line.
Well, I think Casilla realized he could not get there. I mean, Casilla kind of playing Ethier to pull a little bit. Excuse me, Kemp to pull. And you can see there's no way he's going to get to that ball. And Luke Hughes a hit off the heel of his glove.
I also think he lost it in the sky a little bit, guys. He really looked like he lost where he was on the field with the ball.
1 strike to Kemp. to center. And Revere retreats. It'll be a sacrifice fly. Gwynn will come in from third. The Dodgers are on the board. It's 3-1.
Kemp picking up his 63rd RBI of the year. And a couple walks have helped put the Dodgers on the board.
Runner at first, 2 gone, and here's Juan Uribe. Uribe hit a bouncer to Nishioka his first time up. Ball 1. And a strike that covers the inside corner. Lifted to right field, harmlessly enough to Kanayer. Inning over, pair of walks lead to a Dodger run. It's 3-1. On Fox Sports North is brought to you by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. And by AT&T. Twins in front 3-1. Twins are hitting bottom of the 4th inning, and Jason Repko, who singled and scored in the 2nd, will lead things off against Ted Lilly. And strike. Repko lined a base hit to left. Stole 2nd after being picked off, and then scored on Ben Revere's 2-out single. Slow hook, and it's 1-1.
Well, one thing that Lilly's been able to do, and that's get strike 1. 13 of 16 batters has been able to get strike 1.
A long way, but foul. All right, you said Repko would have a good day. It's always nice to do well against a team that you used to play for. Did you feel that sentiment when you pitched against the Twins and then against the Rangers and so on and so forth?
I think everybody does. You know, when you, especially Repko, he was a #1 pick by the Dodgers, and he was up and down for 4 different seasons with the Dodgers. You know, and you lead that organization. He knows a lot of the Dodgers. He was in the minor league system with a lot of these guys. So yeah, you want to come back and you want to have a good game. Repko getting hit by a pitch. See, that should be a point for me. He's on base. But, you know, I mean, somebody made these rules up where walks and hit by pitch isn't a point. Repko getting hit on the hand, the left hand.
We're down to 4 greatest moments in Major League Baseball All-Star Game history, and you can vote for your favorite moment at MLB.com/moments. And tune into the 2011 All-Star Game Tuesday, July 12th at 7 Central on Fox. Here's Rene Rivera. Fly ball to left. His first time up on the pitch that Rivera put into play. Repko took off for second base. As if the Twins had put the hit and run on. 1-0. To Rivera.
Lilly throwing strikes, 55 pitches, 42 have been strikes. No walks, no strikeouts. He's given up 6 hits.
The only extra base hit, actually there were 2 of them. Valencia doubled in the third, and Revere, or Casilla rather, doubled and was thrown out trying to make it a triple. And Rivera, big swing and a foul tip, 1-1. Great jump by Repko. There will be no throw. He steals standing up. You know, it's the second time we've seen it. Revere got a huge jump in the second inning after seeing Lilly's move a few times.
Yeah, I mean, what a jump right there. Second stolen base for Repko. And for the Twins, they're 4th against Ted Lilly. And you can say they're off of Ted Lilly. Not off the catcher.
No, but I mean, you see that and you think, well, they've picked up something on this veteran who might be tipping when he's throwing to home plate, because these jumps have been immense. Two and one to Rivera. 3-1 with Nishioka on deck.
Yeah, Rivera's job right here, get Repko over to third. He thought about a bunt right there. See if he's asked to bunt again. There's Nishioka.
Popped up near the Twins dugout, back and out of play. Well, however he does it, if he can get Repko to third base with one out, Nishioka may force the Dodgers to bring the infield in.
Well, even on that swing right there, you saw that, what Roy said, the inside out swing, trying to hit it toward the right side of the field. Just got underneath it. He knows what his job is right here. Rene Rivera is to get Repko over a base, if not drive him in.
And that's down on the ground, off the glove of the second baseman, Miles. Repko around third, he'll score. So Rivera pushed it to the right side, and Miles tried to backhand it, but couldn't. And it's 4-1.
Yeah, he should be credited with a base hit right there. So doing the little things, just trying to get the runner over. Watch this swing right here by Repko. Just hitting it the other way, he gets rewarded. So Repko gets an RBI, his 4th of the year. Off the glove of Miles, and Steve Little, good job. He saw it. He just kept Repko going right around third base and scored for the second time in the game.
Now Nishioka will hit. Roy Smalley, I think we saw in that at bat by Rivera what we were talking about before, a front foot hitter. He was on his front foot and kept his hands back.
That's exactly what happened. You're right. He tried to do it 3-1, Bert, and then got a pitch on 3-2 and was able to hit it over that direction.
Little pop fly, short right field, and Miles with the catch, 1 away.
If you watch his swing right here, he starts back, but then he moves forward toward the ball to make it be back further on the plate, and then just drops the big end of the bat on it. And it's amazing, isn't it, guys? When you're really, really trying to do the right thing, you have better luck, don't you?
He got rewarded. Yep. Good job by Rene Rivera.
Here's Ben Revere. Couple of hits. And the average up to 275. They were important hits, too. A leadoff single, the Twins, after what happened last night and the drubbing they suffered, desperately wanted to get off to a better start tonight, and they got a first inning run because Revere singled to left, got a stolen base and came in on a Mauer single, and then in the second inning a 2-out single, making it 2-0. Taps it foul, 0-2.
You know, guys, when as a teammate too, and as a team on the bench, that is a big psychological boost to the team when a guy is trying to do the right thing like Rivera did, hit the ball to the right side, and he does it successfully. That gives the team a big boost. That gets everybody fired up. That wasn't just a swing from your rear end base hit to left.
A roller to second, out there, and Revere beats the relay. Two away. We'll see if Revere already has 2 stolen bases. Tries for a third here in the 4th inning. The Twins' annual salute to current and former members of the military set for Sunday when the Brewers are in town. U.S. Bank presents Armed Services Appreciation Day, and it'll feature a pregame tribute to all branches of the armed forces. If you want to check on ticket availability, call 800-33-TWINS. Down and away, ball 1. Revere stayed put on the first pitch.
Hey, Roy, well, you've got a beautiful view down there of Ted Lilly's move. Now, it looks to me from up here that when he goes to first, that right shoulder kind of goes to first. When he throws home, he kind of tucks that right shoulder in.
Yeah, they're seeing something in there. He has a tendency to lean just a little bit toward first base, too. He's leaning right at me when he comes over here. And I think Jerry White has seen something like that. It's either his front shoulder or it's the lean or something that we're seeing, Bert, but they've picked it up.
Watch his right shoulder. I mean, if he goes home, he kind of tucks that shoulder in. If he goes to first, he really doesn't look like he does that. There, see?
And he misses again. It's 3-0 with Mauer on deck.
Rory Wills used to say that left-handers were easier to steal off of than right-handers. I think all the great base stealers think that because they find something. See his lean there, and the little tuck. I think you're right, Bert. I think it's a couple of things, and they're seeing it. But Rory Wills, Lou Brock, those guys used to say that they would much prefer stealing against the left-hander.
Yeah, see, he didn't tuck the right shoulder in there. He just kind of stepped toward first.
Right.
Casilla takes all the way, 3-1. An important run for the Twins. They've answered the run the Dodgers got in the top of this inning. Now looking for more. There goes Revere. Hard ground ball. Backhanded nicely by Uribe, and he throws him out. So Casilla hit the ball hard again. This time it's the 3rd out of the 4th inning. We're at Target Field. Gorgeous night for baseball. Glad you're with us. Robbie and Smokowski, Roy Smalley, Bert Blyleven, and Dick Bramer here. Marcus Thames leading off the Dodger fifth. He'll be followed by Aaron Miles and A.J. Ellis.
Yeah, it's a big inning right here for Brian Dunsing. It's a fifth inning, but you know what? I mean, he gave up a run in the fourth. Twins came right back to give him a 3-run lead. So you want to go out there and put a 0 on the board right here. Dunsing was 60 pitches in the ball game.
It just that he gave up a run, but how he gave it up, they didn't get a hit. Walked 2 guys. It was a pass ball in the middle of the inning, just kind of a giveaway run, and the Twins got it back for him. 2-1. 2-2. Wasn't kidding about the Tigers having the type of game tonight that the Twins had last night. The Mets are leading the first place Tigers 13-3 at Comerica Park.
He struck out Thames on a good pitch inside. Watch Rivera go back in again. And that pitch left up, but Thames strikes out for the second time against Dunsing, who picks up his 3rd strikeout.
Voting is ongoing for the 2011 All-Star Game in Phoenix. Vote for your favorite Twins, your favorite players at twinsbaseball.com. Cast your ballot up to 25 times. You can vote early and often, and vote right now at twinsbaseball.com. Aaron Miles, the hitter. That's hit well to left field. And gone, a home run. It's a 4-2 ball game. Miles with both Dodger hits.
Miles with his first home run of the year. So his first home run as a Dodger. Short, compact swing. Aaron Miles came up with the White Sox. That breaking ball right into that swing, and Miles a line drive home run. Miles, White Sox, Rockies, Cardinals, Cubs, Cardinals again. Now the Dodgers.
So 4-2, and now it pitches up to A.J. Ellis, who bounced into a double play his first time up. And a strike, 1-1.
For Dunsing, his 7th home run allowed on the year.
Sharp single to right. So with 1 out, Ellis delivers a single, and then we'll get the tying run to the plate again. In the American League All-Star balloting released today, Josh Hamilton is leading in as an outfielder along with Curtis Granderson and Jose Bautista. You can see 2 Red Sox, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Yankees, a Blue Jay, and a Texas Ranger. Here's the number 9 hitter, Jamie Carroll. Bounced to short his first time up. They've got something really interesting going on in Milwaukee. And we were just there, and of course the Brewers will come here. Milwaukee considered a medium to small market by baseball standards. And they may end up with 3 starters in the All-Star game.
Kyle Oposo getting that souvenir ball. New York Islanders. Also played for the Minnesota Gophers.
1-1 to Carroll. The Milwaukee Brewers have the National League's top vote getter in Ryan Braun. Ricky Weeks has moved into the first spot at second base.
Which he should. He's having a great year.
And Prince Fielder will probably be the starter, I would guess, because Albert Pujols, the top vote getter, won't be playing because of his broken wrist. So here are the Brewers. Again, a medium to small market team. And they're going to have 3, very likely, 3 starters in the All-Star game. That's incredible.
Good for Milwaukee. I mean, right now they have a 3-game lead over the Cardinals, leading the National League Central Division. Two
2-1 to Carroll. Missed foul. The National League results we were talking about. Ricky Weeks has taken over right now the lead at second base. Pujols the leader at first, but he won't play. Ryan Braun. That's remarkable. It used to be a big deal if a small, remember when Torrey Hunter was elected by the fans here, what, 8 years ago? That was a big deal. Jermaine Dye a year or two before that with the Royals. Almost unheard of. The Yankees and the Dodgers in the large markets dominated the balloting. Maybe it's a sign that, hey, with satellite TV and all that, people are watching us literally around the country tonight, that baseball fans are paying attention around the country.
They definitely are.
Full count. See if the runner goes here. There he goes, and it's ball 4. Dunsing's walked the number 9 batter. And he's definitely had a rough 4th and now 5th inning. First and second, one away.
That's only the 3rd time this year he's walked 3 or more in a ball game. He walked 3 in Seattle or here against the Mariners, and then 4 a season high against the Tigers here.
Well, here is Tony Gwynn. He drew a leadoff walk and scored the first Dodger run last inning. Mentioned is a big inning for Dunsing after struggling with his control in the 4th. And now the 5th has some of our viewers, I think, on the edge of their seats.
Well, he's missing with his fastball. He's not getting ahead, and that breaking ball is almost too sharp right now. He's missing down in the strike zone.
There's a strike, 1-1. So
13, 12, and then 20, and so far 17 here this inning.
Still only 1 out in this inning. One and one to Gwynn. Fly ball lazily to left field. Easy catch for Repko, out number 2.
Even that breaking ball left up right there, but Gwynn got underneath it a little bit to create that pop-up. So sometimes as a pitcher you can get away with some pitches, and thought he got away with that breaking ball. A lot of times good hitters will slap that ball. Gwynn got underneath it.
There's Casey Blake. Fly ball to center, and then he walked in the 4th. Dodgers, I guess, got some good news today. The judge approved the $150 million bankruptcy financing in Delaware today, so they can continue to pay their bills. Strike on the outside corner.
Well, like what Don Mattingly said, you know, I mean, the players themselves, yeah, all that turmoil, what's going on as far as the front office, but Mattingly says, I don't think it's affected my players. Yeah, maybe they've talked about it a little bit, but they know between the lines their job is to hopefully win ball games. They can't control that stuff's out of their control.
Now the folks in charge of selling tickets, that's another matter, right, because they've had some problems out there, and financially the Dodgers are a mess right now. 1-1. Dunsing hoping to get off the mound here with a 2-run lead.
Yeah, you don't want to make a mistake right here to Casey Blake middle in. You want to pitch him hard away. You go in off the plate. He's missing away.
2-1. His strike to ball ratio, which was very good through the first 3 innings, has deserted him here in the 4th and 5th. Came inside, got a foul. Two and two. A look of concern on Rick Anderson's face after the Twins gave Dunsing a couple of 3-run leads.
Right now everything's been hard. Fastball, hard breaking ball. Hasn't really worked in that changeup.
2-2 to Blake. Dunsing with a fastball, full count. And Ethier on deck. Three walks in the last 10 plate appearances. Full count, runners will go. And Blake flares it foul.
We have seen Dunsing when he needs a strikeout. Sometimes he'll go with that slider down and in. Now, Blake very aggressive at the plate. That fastball down, but Blake fouled it off. See, Rivera sets up after Dunsing comes set. Outside again.
Missed inside. And we've seen that even when Dunsing has struck out a couple of batters. His strikeout pitch has been way off target. So now they're loaded up, the tying run in scoring position, and Rick Anderson making his second trip to the mound.
Well, I think this is a young pitcher trying to do a little bit too much rather than back off a little bit. Seen a lot of fastballs at 92, the hard breaking ball missing. And sometimes, you know, as a catcher, you want to mix in that changeup a little bit. And just giving Dunsing a little breather right here. This is what this trip's all about. A lot of pitches thrown this inning from Brian Dunsing.
Of course, the most concerning thing I would imagine is you've got a pitcher out there now who's having a hard time simply throwing strikes, and his command within the strike zone suffers because of that. You've got a pretty dangerous hitter in Ethier at the plate. Dodgers have only left one man on. Dunsing trying to leave the bases full here in the fifth. So Ethier, who's been retired twice by Dunsing, once on a strikeout, once on a fielder's choice, is up in a key spot here in the fifth. Jammed him and a dribbler foul. Ethier hit the ball fairly hard in the fourth inning. Casilla made a nice play to get the force out at second base.
The changeup right there at 85, and that was up in the zone, and what you want that changeup to do is land on top of home plate. So just trying to overthrow a little bit, opening up too quick.
And fouled off a leg. Dunsing at least now will work to Ethier ahead.
That was a better pitch. That was a better pitch. Stayed back very nicely there. Stay on top of that baseball just like that. Good pitch.
Fifth inning tension here at Target Field. Bouncer up the middle, and it'll bleed through to tie the game. So Ethier on a 1-2 pitch hits a roller right up the middle, and it's 4-4.
Tried to go back inside, but left too much of the plate, and Ethier just fought it off and hit it sharply up the middle. Rivera sitting inside, but the ball too much of the plate. And Ethier, a good hitter, coming in the game hitting .316. Picks up his 39th and 40th RBIs of the year.
So now the game tied. The go-ahead run at third, 2 away, and Matt Kemp will hit. Kemp hit a line drive to Valencia in the second and drove in the first run in the fourth inning with a fly ball to center field.
Some action in the Twins bullpen as Alex Burnett gets up.
Kemp got a pitch out over the plate and fouled it straight back.
Another change up.
A dangerous man at the plate in a tie game. Two strikes.
Kemp taking a little walk, a little upset at himself at that pitch.
Kemp with 22 home runs. The Twins' active roster has 28 this year. This is not the man you want up there with 2 men on base.
If you're going to go in, you go hard in on this guy. You don't leave a ball out over the plate.
Just to make sure pitcher and catcher will go face to face.
And this is a time here. I mean, he's been up the last couple times I've seen with that changeup up high. So you got to tell yourself, drop it right on top of home plate if that's the pitch that they decide. You're ahead in the count right here, 0-2.
You got to trust your catcher to block it, right? You
Yes,
got to go ahead and run at third.
Yep. Not a lot of room behind, behind Rivera either. As far as between the backstop and Rivera.
2 strikes to Matt Kemp. A high pop-up. Deep short left center. And Revere squeezes it to end the inning. 3 runs to the Dodgers. We got a tie game going to the bottom of the 5th.
This is Kay and Paul and Bert. You're going to make it one man's night. Andy from Earhart, Minnesota. You get Kay and Paul. Look, Dad, Bert circled us. Andy, you can now go ahead with your fish fry tonight because your daughter and your son-in-law have officially been circled by Bert. He's a huge Twins fan and hopefully a good cook. Is he a good cook, Kay?
He's an excellent cook.
Excellent cook. And you've been circled by Bert.
Woohoo!
I don't
Congratulations.
know. You can't follow that up, man.
Ted Lilly in a tie game now facing Mauer, Kadire, and Valencia in the Twins' 5th. Fly ball center, and Kemp over a few steps, giving away now to the left fielder Guillen, 1 away. And that'll bring up Michael Kadire 0 for 2 against Ted Lilly. But our window concepts, window of opportunity focuses on Kadire and his month of June.
I think this month of June, Dick, with Kubel out, Kubel was kind of having an all-star type presence for the Twins, where now I think it's shifted over to Michael Kadire because of this hot month of June.
Canayer takes the ball.
He stayed healthy.
Hit a liner to Carroll for the second out of the first inning, and then he hit a comebacker to Lilly. 1-1.
I think one thing we've seen from Ted Lilly is hitters get themselves out. You know, he's got that big, slow curveball, no walks, no strikeouts for Lilly. Just giving up 7 hits.
How many years did we
move the ball in and out?
How many years did we say that about Jamie Moyer, Jimmy Key?
Yep.
The finesse left-handers seem to last longer than everybody else.
I played with one in Pittsburgh, Jim Rooker, that wasn't overpowering, but boy, he could hit his spots.
Kadyr's screaming line drive to center, but it's caught by Kemp. Kadyr's hit the ball on the button twice for outs. 2 gone, and that'll bring up Valencia.
Well, again, there's my point right there. And in my scouting report, I said about Brian Dunsing, watch this guy go about his business, you know. I mean, yeah, he gave up some runs, but, hey, you wait for your team to pick you up, and right now they're tied at 4-4. You can learn by, even though he's competing right now, Brian Dunsing has watched Lilly pitch.
Swing and a miss.
Great changeup right there.
Valencia reached on an error, a little pop-up he hit. Casey Blake couldn't catch it in the infield grass. And then he hit a rocket into the left field corner for a double. And now a little flare. Might have broken his bat. He has his second hit. Just think for a moment, with everything that's changed on the diamond for the Twins, every position that's been fluid, to say the least, and the one anchor of it all has been Valencia. I mean, how many different people have played short, second, first, catcher? The outfield has been in chaos all year long with all the injuries. And Valencia, I know, you know, 217 batting average is a little disappointing. Where would they be without him? He's the one guy Ron Gardenhire's been able to write in his lineup every night.
Yeah, he and Kadire. Those are the two.
Right.
You just don't know where Kadire's going to play, but he's going to be in there.
1 strike to Luke Hughes.
Luke Hughes got A.J. Ellis on that backswing.
Hughes with a pop to short and a fly to center. Luke Hughes hasn't homered since the end of April. I got a call here.
I like it.
I got a call. One and one.
1 home run on the year for Luke Hughes. 9 runs driven in. 6 doubles in 33 hits.
And now 2-1.
Ted Lilly has allowed 15 home runs on the year.
High fly.
Keep going.
Deep to the left field corner.
Good call. Give me 5.
And the Twins are back in front.
Now that's a call. Luke Hughes with his 2nd home run of the year because he heard what you were saying. Lilly fell behind, came in with a fastball. Luke Hughes, open up. And driving that ball down the left field line.
Don Mattingly is going to come to the mound here. It looks like Ted Lilly.
All right, while you're hot, give me about 5 good numbers, okay?
See, Gwynn, if it had not cleared the flowers out there, Gwynn would have stood a pretty good chance of catching it. Pitching change here in the 5th inning with the Twins back in front.
down the right field line into the second deck and caught a guy not paying much attention. That gentleman not paying perfect attention is New York Islanders and former University of Minnesota Golden Gopher star Kyle Oposo. Kyle, what happened on that play?
Well, I saw the ball coming. I was talking to one of my buddies, and it was going to land in the first row, so we didn't even get up or anything, and then tipped off about 3 guys, hit me in the shoulder, and just kind of dropped right next to me. I didn't have to do a whole lot.
Dick and Bird, here's the good news right here. In his right hand is that foul ball. What are you going to do with it?
I was looking around for a kid to give it to, and I didn't find a worthy one, but I'll probably give it to somebody tomorrow at workout.
Or maybe we'll have Dick and Bird sign it for you. Say, "Dear Kyle, pay attention. Love Dick and Bird."
I love that, actually. I'd love to get circled by Bird right now. But
Bird, can you circle this man who missed the ball?
You are
right. Just got circled by Bird.
Thanks, Bird. Appreciate it.
All you have to do is not pay attention to a foul ball coming your way.
I'll do it again, I hope.
There you go, Dick and Bird.
Thank you very much, Robbie. Kenley Jansen out of the Dodger pen to pitch to Jason Repko.
Jansen just 23 years old, my catcher in the WBC a couple years ago. Jansen signed with the Dodgers as a catcher, and then that didn't work out. Not much of a hitter.
He looks like he's 6'8".
He's a big boy. 6'5", about 260. Here he is, 2009, behind the plate. Boy, does he have an arm. Watch this arm. We're going to show off, maybe some of his defense, but boy, he threw up. There we go. Boy, he had a cannon for an arm.
And he gets the inside corner, retires Repko, and ends the 5th inning. But not until Valencia gets his second hit, and Luke Hughes hits his second home run of the year.
Nice call.
Weather forecast for the Twins here in Minneapolis. Game 3 against the Dodgers. Breezy, warmer, and more humid. Temperatures early on in the upper 70s, perhaps even getting into the lower 80s.
All right. Should be another nice day tomorrow. Summer has arrived here in the upper Midwest. Juan Uribe leading off the 6th against Brian Dunsing, who's been handed another lead. Driven to the right field corner and foul, 1-1. Twins gave Dunsing a 3-0 lead, then it was 3-1, 4-1, then they tied it. The Dodgers did in the 5th, and now the Twins have put Dunsing out there on the hill with another 2-run lead. Very high, 2-1. His command seemingly was there in the first 3 innings, and it's left him in the middle.
Right, he's up right now. He's got to concentrate on getting that ball down. Stay back over that pitching rubber a little bit longer and create a better downward plane. Right now, everything's belt high and chest high.
And he had nothing to do during the bottom of the 5th inning, but think about that. Think about how he was going to get the ball down, and it just hasn't happened yet. Foul Fouled back.
That's why a lot of times as a pitcher, when you get in this situation where everything's up, you look at the top of home plate and you just try to drive it toward the shin guards of the catcher. That's where it's important right now for Rivera to give him a good low target.
And he came inside. He may have hit the bat, or did he hit Uribe? No, he hit Uribe. And the leadoff batter here in the inning will go to first. Hit something very hard, and I thought he might have hit the knob of the bat. He's, to use a cliche, he's all over the place. Target's there, and he missed the target by 2 feet.
I got the elbow of Uribe.
So the leadoff man on again here in the 6th. 4th inning, Dunsing walked the leadoff man, and it cost him a run eventually. So now Marcus Thames, who Dunsing has struck out twice. Thames, the only Dodger hitter, and here comes Ron Gardenhire. He may make a pitching change here because Dunsing just has not had any kind of command at all. And Thames a dangerous hitter and had a little history, successful history at that, against Dunsing before his 2 strikeouts tonight. It looks like we're going to have a pitching change, and Dunsing will complete 5, and that's it. High-speed pitch.
Well, Brian Dunsing, Ted Lilly, both left-handers out of the game. Lilly clocked as high as 89, Dunsing at 94, and this is where this game of baseball can drive you wacko, because the first 3 innings for Brian Dunsing, he needed 38 pitches to get out of the first 3 innings, only allowed the 1 hit, got the double play. Then he walked, the first 2 batters in the 4th inning and never really got back into that groove that he was in early in the ballgame. Alex Burnett coming into the ballgame. One thing we've seen, Dick, is Rick Anderson, Ron Gardenhire really putting a lot of trust in Alex Burnett to get out of jams and maybe pitch an inning, maybe 2 at the most. He's going to try to put a 0 on the board here in the top of the 6th inning.
And Marcus Thames is the hitter, with Uribe at first and nobody out.
Surprised that Don Mattingly doesn't pinch hit right here. He's got 4 left-handers on the bench.
Strike 1. Case of Thames, 60 at bats and 3 ground ball double plays. Burnett, who has used a sinking fastball with some effectiveness this year, hoping to get a ground ball hit at somebody. Outside corner, 2 strikes. You know, when you have a season, I was going to say when you have a season like the Twins have had with the injuries, no one's had a season like the Twins have had with injuries, but what you rely on are players, and in this case a pitcher, stepping up into an expanded, more important role. And I think it's fair to say in the last month or so Burnett has done that. Bouncer left side, cut off by Valencia. Casilla guns it to first. There's the double play.
And there's that arm that Roy Smalley was talking about earlier of Alexi Casilla. So Valencia covering that hole between third and short. And then on the run, flipping it over to Casilla. Casilla quick turn and then showing off his arm strength.
So 2 down, and Burnett gets the ground ball on the sinker. And it'll bring up Aaron Miles. The Dodgers only had 4 hits against Dunsing, and Miles had half of them. A single in the 3rd and a solo home run in the 5th. Strike on the corner.
Yeah, Miles now hitting as a left-handed hitter, where he's hitting .273.
Foul back. Miles has been at this for a while. This is his 17th year of professional baseball.
Signed by the Astros back in 1995. 34 years old.
Bouncer to third. Backhanded by Valencia. Good throw on target and in time. Nice job by Burnett. He gets a couple of ground balls that turn into 3 outs. North Dakota is part of Twins territory, of course, and they need support more than ever right now during this tragic time of flooding. Please help the American Red Cross bring hope to Minot. For information about how you can donate, visit MinotRedCross.org or our North Supports page at FoxSportsNorth.com. 6-4, Twins leading. And now the bottom of the 6th, starting with Rene Rivera.
Kenley Jansen starting this inning. He retired the last hitter, Jason Repko, by striking him out in the bottom of the 5th.
A little nubber and a little spin foul. Rivera drove in a run with a single. He hit a humpback liner towards second baseman Aaron Miles. It kicked off Miles' glove, and Repko came around to score. Mets beat the Tigers 14-3, so the game that the Twins lost to Detroit last night in the standings can be made up tonight. In the dirt.
You know, I had a chance to work with Jansen a little bit in the WBC. He was mainly the catcher, but there was already rumors at the WBC that the Dodgers were going to turn him into a pitcher. Not much of a hitter, a minor league hitter, just a .230 minor league hitter. But they loved his arm.
A version of Sergio Santos now of the White Sox, who's their closer, a position player for most of his professional career.
Yeah, he came up last year. Now he's had some arm problems this year, but last year 25 appearances, a 0.87 ERA and 27 innings. He allowed only 2 earned runs. Also picked up 4 saves for the Dodgers last year. Good kid from Curacao.
3-1. Fly ball center field. Kemp with lots of room. 1 away. I saw, was it last night or the night before? Another guy on that team now in the Twins organization.
Tommy Stupbergen.
Right, he did awfully well. 6-7 innings last night.
I've been giving him heck on my Texas.
Didn't go all the distance? Or?
No. He had been struggling a little bit, and then he was hurt a little bit. And I told him that you've got to get healthy if you want to move up the chain in the Twins organization. And he's pitched very well as of late, working his tail end off. I told him to do a lot of running. And what a place to run, Fort Myers, Florida, this time of the year. So Tommy, probably last time I saw him was probably about 220. I'm guessing he's probably about 160 now.
Here's Nishioka, 1 strike. 1-1.
Another pitcher we had too, Rick Vanderhurst, with the Baltimore Orioles AAA. We send Texas back and forth, and he's doing pretty well down in AAA for the Orioles.
This to left, and Gwynn comes in for out number 2.
That's what I enjoyed about the WBC, the relationship with the kids, especially seeing them come up, like Jansen here, and then, you see Tommy Stupbergen trying to get to the big leagues one day, and Vanderhurst's been there, but now he's kind of fighting his way to try to get back up. He was up with the Marlins, now he's trying to get back up with the Orioles.
So if they asked you again,
it would be my honor.
Okay.
It would be my honor.
Here's Ben Revere. A couple of singles. He's reached all 3 times, including on a fielder's choice as last time. Ball 1.
The WBC, I guess, is scheduled again for 2013. And I really hope that they condense the WBC. They can not play as many games and do it a little bit quicker. I know that they expanded teams, but it just still, out of all those teams, there's only still, I believe, 16 in the final. They added a lot of new countries, where baseball is now international. Those new teams have to qualify to become part of the 16, and the Dutch are in there already. They're kind of grandfathered in.
Veer takes inside, 3-0. Casilla on deck.
Plus, we beat the Dominican twice.
How'd you do that?
Mirrors, believe me.
Scored what, 4 runs or whatever?
I think we scored 3 runs.
A 4-pitch walk puts Revere aboard. We'll see if he's intent on stealing another base here tonight.
Yeah, beat them 1-0 and then 2-1 in extra innings.
Tomorrow afternoon, it's another Rasmussen College Student Day. The Twins hosting the Dodgers. Standing room only tickets are half price for students with valid ID. Tickets are available on the day of game only, and they are limited, so make your plans to come out early. For more information about Rasmussen College Student Day, go to twinsbaseball.com. Now with Ted Lilly on the mound, Revere stole 2 bases. Stole second once and third once. Jason Repko stole a couple of bases.
A little high to Casey Blake. Now this is a big man. We're talking, a guy that's going to take a little bit longer to get that ball toward home plate. See if Rivera can read him. And they call a balk. He did not come to a stop.
And these are all things that you would look for, wouldn't you, if you had a former position player who is still fairly new to pitching?
Yeah, you know, you think about, okay, this guy's fast at first base. I don't want to, you know, right there, you got to stop. And that's what second base umpire Jeff Nelson saw right there. You have to come set just a little bit. I don't know why they have that rule in.
How many balks did you get called for in '88?
None.
Everybody else did, but you. You're the guy. You're the reason for the rule change.
I never balked. I'm telling you. I came set. It was just a quick set.
Next time I see Whitey Herzog, I'm going to ask him about that.
We'll probably see him in Cooperstown.
That's right. 1-0 to Casilla. Base hit to the outfield. Should get the Twins another run. Twins trying to take advantage of a 2-out walk and balk. 2-out hitting has been a key to this game for the Twins so far. 1-1. Hughes put the Twins back in front with a 2-run, 2-out home run. Revere with a 2-out single in the second made it 2-0. Casilla's 2-out double that followed made it 3-0. So 4 of the 6 runs for the Twins, scoring on 2-out hits.
Jansen calling out Ellis right there with a runner at second base, just making sure what sign they're using.
One and one to Casilla. One and two. Casilla trying to extend the inning and set up Mauer for a run producing at bat. And there's strike 3. And the Twins leave Revere at second. We go to the 7th. The Twins up by 2. Of the game.
On the first inning, Joe Mauer, an RBI single after Ben Revere stole third. He scores the first run. And then the Twins add 2. Good 2-out hitting. Take a 3-0 lead, but the Dodgers come back with 1 in the 4th. The Twins come right back with 1 more, make it a 4-1 ball game. And then the Dodgers tied it up in the 5th inning. And then nice call by Dick Bramer. A 2-run home run by Luke Hughes.
The difference in the game right now, and A.J. Ellis will lead off the 7th against Alex Burnett. Up high, ball 1. Now Burnett did such a good job in the 6th inning, but now he's being asked to get through the 7th. He's got some relief help warming up behind him.
He threw only 6 pitches to get the 3 outs.
Couple of pitches up high, 2-0. There's a strike. Would you agree with my description of Burnett as a pitcher who's grown into an expanded, more critical role with his ball club?
Yeah, I've said when he came in, it seems like, Rick Anderson, they're showing him more trust into coming in the situation. And I think over the last month, we've seen him come in with a couple runners on, and you need that final out. And Alex Burnett's been able to support that and supply that to Rick Anderson and the ball club. He's done a good job. The numbers, are still high as far as ERA and all that stuff, but a lot of that coming early in the season.
And now a full count. The last thing he wants to do is to fall into the trap that Brian Dunsing fell into, where leadoff batters reached without getting base hits. There's a leadoff walk and a leadoff hit batter in the sixth. Full count to Ellis. A tapper foul. Rick Anderson pondering something and then turning to the bullpen phone.
I think the phone rang right there that Perkins is ready. He's been loosening up.
Another 3-2 foul.
Can you imagine pitching coaches during the winter every time the phone rings? The right-hander's ready. Matt Guerrero, former Twin, loosening up.
Or worse yet, if you're Rick Stelmasic in the wintertime when the phone rings. And you look around the house and there's nobody but you.
Get Mike up. Kathy, get up.
Three and 2 to Ellis, hanging tough. He's got 3 two-strike fouls in this at bat, and a fourth.
Oh, the check swing right there. Let the ball found the bat.
A battle here to start the 7th inning. Roller to the right side. The battle won by Burnett, 1 away. He threw more pitches to Ellis to start the 7th than he did to get the 3 outs of the 6th. 1 down, and now Jamie Carroll. Carroll drew a walk and scored in the 5th.
2 of the 4 walks that Dunsing walked ended up scoring.
Strike on the outside corner.
That slider.
This one off the plate, 1-1.
Well, Ted Lilly started for the Dodgers, and I wondered because he didn't walk anybody, he didn't strike out anybody. Starters usually get at least 1 strikeout.
Just over the leap of Casilla. Carroll's aboard with a 1-out single.
Last time Lilly started a ball game where he did not have a strikeout, you have to go to September 23rd of 2005 without a strikeout against the New York Yankees. Casilla going back and then getting up as high as he can, but the ball hit over his head.
So now Tony Gwynn. And with Perkins warmed up, the Twins won't tempt fate here. They'll bring the left-hander in to face Gwynn. So Burnett got 4 outs on 3 ground balls, and then a little flare to right center will get him out of the game with the tying run at the plate. On defense and a couple of double plays turned.
Yeah, A.J. Ellis hit into a double play in the 3rd inning, and then Marcus Timms, the first batter that Alex Burnett faced, hit into a double play in the 6th. Glenn Perkins will hopefully get a double play ball here, making his 27th relief appearance. Perkins spent about a month on a disabled list with that right oblique strain, activated on June 16th. Pretty good numbers, 27 strikeouts, 11 walks in 27 innings pitched.
The Twins have said throughout that they feel of all their left-handed relief pitchers most comfortable with Perkins trying to get right-handed hitters and left-handed hitters out, and that's the way they're going to play this out, it looks like. Hoping, of course, that he gets the lefty Gwynn, but with Casey Blake on deck, a right-handed batter, there's no one else warming up in the Twins bullpen. So Perkins' job here is to get the Twins through the 7th inning. And Rivera going to the mound.
Again, the Twins, what they do, Rivera going out, they'll give more than one sign with a runner at first base, and Perkins and Rivera just wanting to make sure what that is. See a lot of clubs that, you know, with a runner at first, they'll just give one sign, but the Twins like to give more than one. Just in case that runner at first base might be peeking a little bit.
There's a bunt, foul. Well, they're not supposed to do that.
No. They're not supposed to try to steal signs when they're at second base either, but they do.
Thankfully, you pitchers have so much moral integrity that there's nothing illegal or unethical that's done out there on the mound. Half swing, that'll be a strike. 1-2.
See, sometimes it's just best to be quiet.
You could put a foreign substance in the ball. You could scuff the ball. You could do all sorts of things out there, but pitchers are the moral compasses of baseball. 2 strikes to Tony Gwynn Jr. Squibber, and Nishioka's got to hurry. It bobbles it. He got him. Nishioka almost had that ball roll through the webbing of his glove, and somehow on a very close play he got the out of Tony Gwynn Jr.
Yeah, right off the end of the bat, the ball squirted past Perkins, and Nishioka had to come rushing in to get the speedy Gwynn right there. You saw the ball kind of roll up, but he's able to get something on that throw. And he ran all the way to home plate after that to give Rivera a high five.
He was safe. He was out. Here's Blake. And a fastball, strike 1. And a base hit to left. Carroll around third. Repko's throw coming through. And got him on the arm. He's out. Carroll is tagged out by Rene Rivera. Time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Medica. you by McDonald's. Right now, you can get 20 crispy chicken McNuggets for just $4.99 at McDonald's. By the new Quest 5-year price lock promise. Visit quest.com/promise for details. And by Goldman Sachs. For all the reasons you invest. Mutual funds from Goldman Sachs. Former Twin Matt Guerrero comes out of the Dodger bullpen to pitch against the Minnesota Twins.
After 7 seasons, Matt Guerrero wore a Twins uniform. Now he's wearing a Dodger uniform. And who's the first batter he has to face? The guy that caught him, Joe Mauer. Matt Guerrero making his 40th relief appearance, so he's on track again to be pitched 70-some appearances a year. He did so well for the Twins.
Ball 1. And so with this, the cycle, I guess, is complete. The Twins will now have faced John Roush, Brian Fuentes, Jesse Crane, and Matt Guerrero for the mainstays of last year's bullpen. Oh, taking the glove right off of Guerrero. A rocket, and Guerrero flagged it down and had his glove peeled off his left hand.
You can't hit it any harder than Joe Mauer did right here. Matt just put the glove down and knocked the glove off out of his hand. And then alertly followed the ball, picked it up, got the quick out at first. Wow.
Here's Cuddyer. Cuddier's hit a couple of bullets for outs. And he takes ball 1.
Matt came up with the Twins in 2004. Signed a 3-year contract with the Dodgers over the winter.
One and one to Cuddyer. And just missing the inside corner. Busted bat and a bouncer to short. Carroll fires across, out number 2. Twins may have gotten 2 favorable calls in that inning.
Yeah, Repko's good strong throw. Rivera has to go and out and get it, and he got the arm of Carroll. It sure looked like he got that foot on home plate before the arm was tagged.
Well, I don't know.
Boy, from that angle right there, it looked like Rivera got him.
And the last replay, too, it kind of looked like the arm might have been tagged before the foot crossed the plate. 2 down. Here's Valencia. And there's a strike. At any rate, it was a great athletic play by Rene Rivera because he had to field the throw way over on his glove side and swing it around to even touch the sliding runner on the inside of home plate. 2 strikes. 2 outs. Foul back. Ron Gardenhire talking about the catching situation, saying, he likes the 3 catcher setup, particularly now if Mauer gravitates even just a little bit toward first base. And then you can play Rivera, for instance, pinch hit for him, have Thome maybe pinch hit for him, and still have Butera who can back him up.
Well, what you can do is put Joe Mauer at first base and then DH Jim Thome.
Right.
A lot of different options if Joe were to play first base.
All that said, again, the hope is a week from now Jason Kubel will be back. Twins got encouraging news from Delman Young inside. And so let's just isolate the situation that would change if Kubel comes back. He's going to play. If you're going to have Thome DH, then Kubel's in right. Cuddier's going to come in and play first base, probably. 2-2. And now a full count.
Aren't they nice options for Ron Gardenhire that he hasn't had in a long time?
I was say it'd be his first options this year. Generally, it's been, first 9 guys out of the trainer's room are in the lineup. Little roller. And Carroll. ends the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Guerrero has a good debut against the Twins.
Of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins LLC, and that means Limited Liability Company.
Okay.
I was with Paul Allen today, and he told me that's what it was, and there's an explanation. It says often incorrectly called Limited Liability Corporation.
Well, and then we were incorrect with that just last night.
Yes, and it's a limited liability company.
Okay.
So Paul Allen, thank you very much for that.
And I think as we established last night, the chances of anybody disseminating that thing last night, over the head of Perkins and off the glove of Nishioka. So the leadoff single for Ethier here in the 8th inning. Last night was such a mess. No one would want to replay that anyway. Nishioka got a glove on it, but it skipped into center field for a leadoff hit.
And Ron Gardenhire coming out to the mound. Perkins may be asked to get Ethier out, but right over the head. Nishioka, the ball kind of got between him and out to center field. So Ethier picks up his second hit. Nishioka upset. He thought he maybe should have caught that ball or stopped it.
Leadoff man on again for the Dodgers in the 8th. Joe Nathan will pitch next. For a buck. Twins play the Rays in a 1 o'clock game. It's Schweigert $1 a dog Monday. The first 20,000 Schweigert hot dogs will be sold for $1. Limited tickets are available for the game on July 4th, so call 833-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com. A 2-run Twins lead, but it seems like the Dodgers have been threatening in every inning since the 4th. And now one of the more important appearances for Joe Nathan in quite some time.
Yeah, Joe Nathan just making his second appearance and coming off the disabled list. He worked on Saturday in Milwaukee, pitched the final inning of that Brewers 11-1 win, where he gave up a home run. And that was to Corey Hart. But you're right, Dick. This is, if Twins want to get back to 500, which is still their goal, they need Joe Nathan to pitch in this type of situation. Perkins, Nathan, to get to Matt Capps, hopefully with a lead.
And so he'll face the most dangerous hitter in the Dodger lineup and maybe in any National League lineup right now, Matt Kemp. Kemp with a sacrifice fly, officially 0 for 2. First pitch, foul back. This will be the role the Twins will rely on Nathan fulfilling, with Matt Capps closing games, these critical outs, bridging the game from the 7th to the 9th.
Kemp might have got his pitch right there and missed it and fouled it straight back.
1 strike to Matt Kemp. And a foul tip, 2 strikes.
Joe telling me that through the rehab he has gone through that second time around, as far as he feels like he's finishing his pitches better.
Two strikes to Kemp. Up and in.
Now what I mean by finishing his pitches better is he's working out front. He's not leading with his palm. He feels like he's able to use his wrist and get that ball down in the strike zone. 3 straight fastballs to Kemp. Joe has a curveball, slider. Another fastball at 92.
Remember his first save appearance, save opportunity of the year in Toronto. It was one breaking ball after another, and it almost seems like he threw more in that one outing than he's thrown in the rest of his outings combined.
Right. Now again, if you're going to go in on this guy, you better miss in. He's got tremendous power. Rivera has put down 4 fastballs.
1 and 2.
Now sitting down and away. And another fastball, but missing high.
Walks higher than normal for Nathan. At least pre-surgery normal. Home runs more frequent. His command hasn't been what it was before his surgery. 2 and 2 to Kemp. Got him. A nasty fastball just off the outside corner.
That's the pitch I'm talking about, Dick, where he finished it. You can see the location, working out front. See the hand right there out front, and good movement down and away. And Kemp, he went out of his swing zone, hoping to maybe foul it off, but ends up being a strikeout.
And now Uribe. Hitting the elbow by a pitch. It was the last man Dunsing faced in the 6th. Check swing. Ball 1.
Now, they keep talking about the velocity of Joe Nathan, but when you're throwing 92 and then what did he top out? Maybe 94, maybe, a couple years ago at 96, but after the Tommy John, it's more location than it is velocity. He has good velocity.
Popped up toward the seats and back in them.
You know, you can throw 96 miles an hour, but if it's straight right down the middle, these guys are going to make the adjustment. They're going to hit it hard somewhere. So the pitch that he threw to Kemp to strike him out, that's where you want to be. That a good follow through down in the strike zone.
Which is interesting. Throughout that whole at bat, Nathan threw him nothing but 93-mile-per-hour fastball. 1-1 now to Uribe. Rivera set up outside, the pitch over the inside corner, and another foul ball.
Yeah, 9 pitches. I don't believe he's thrown a breaking ball yet. They've been all fastballs. Uribe, a guy you have to keep the ball down. We've seen him hit home runs on balls that are about chest high.
1-2. Just off the corner at 94 miles per hour. Tough pitch to take.
Yeah, very tough pitch to take. Wow.
And similar to the pitch that Kemp swung at and missed.
Yep.
So now 2-2.
Might have been the slider right there, and he missed down and away.
3-2. Ethier runs fairly well at first. We'll see if they send him with 1 out.
Yeah, Tim Wallach looking at Don Mattingly, see if he wants to send Ethier at first base.
Nice catch by Rivera on the 2-2 slider, and now the count's full. Sharply hit. Nishioka. Casilla. And Casilla's throw high. And Uribe will reach on a fielder's choice.
Yeah, that ball right there, you'd like maybe Nishioka to throw the ball to him quicker right there. It looked like he did the old shovel pass, and by the time Casilla could get there, the runner, Ethier, was right on top of him. Watch this ball right here. Just throw it harder to him. That ball took a little bit extra time, and then the throw high pulls Hughes off the bag.
So now James Loney will hit in the spot previously occupied by Thames. This is the pinch hitting move you were thinking of back in the 6th inning. Thames bounced into a double play after the pitching change, and the hit batter. And now Loney will hit with Uribe at first. Nice ball down and away.
Yeah, Loney started at first base last night. Got 6 at-bats, 2 for 6, an RBI single and then single. A couple singles for Loney and 6 at-bats last night.
Not used to coming off the bench, just a couple of pinch hitting appearances. 0 for 2. 94 on the outside corner. 14 pitches, and I think just 1 slider. The rest have been fastballs. 93 to 94. One and 1. 2-1. Loney with 78 hits and only 13 extra base hits.
I think what we're going to see out of Joe Nathan, Dick, too, is the arm strength has to build back up. 15 pitches, 14 fastballs.
The end of the bat might have cracked his bat.
That ball looked like it had maybe almost a two-seamer. Kind of ran away a little bit from Loney.
Whatever it was, backed off to 92 miles per hour.
Take a look right here. Little tail.
2-2, Nathan Deloney.
Oh, this is if he had confidence in that curveball that we've seen Joe over the years. Drop that baby on him, might freeze him.
Hasn't thrown it all inning long. That's a high fastball up, and it was fouled straight to the back to the screen. And Rivera out there to chat with Nathan.
Well, you don't like to go 3-2, but Loney was on that high fastball. And again, you have to have confidence in more than just a fastball.
A dangerous pitch.
Yes. They tried to overthrow the only slider that he threw. And another fastball at 92.
18 pitches. We think 17 fastball. And a frustrating year for Joe Nathan. He's worked very hard to get back into the game. He could use a good moment.
There's that curveball. There it is. Hello, Uncle Charlie. That's what I'm waiting for. Yes. There's a good moment.
Of the 8th inning, we've got our continuing coverage coming your way on Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink, featuring the Toyota postgame wrap. We'll talk about setting the table, and those are the guys that everyone discussed in the pregame. Revere, Casilla, Mauer. Revere gets on base 4 times tonight. The table setters that are key to the Twins' success in the ballgame tonight. Agility, ability, and that's an instructional on playing second base with former infielder Roy Smalley and Bert Blyleven as well. And Gardy's postgame press conference. What do you think of the ballgame tonight, and how nice a turnaround was it after getting beat down 15-0 last night to come away 6-4 through 7.5 innings, Stickenberg? We'll find all that and more on Twins Live.
Very good, Robbie. Thank you very much. Luke Hughes will lead off the bottom of the 8th against Mike McDougal.
Yeah, McDougal signing as a free agent by the Dodgers over the winter. Last year with the Cardinals. Twins saw him with the Royals and the White Sox.
A hard thrower who has had control issues in the past.
I'll tell you what, that was a great outing for Joe Nathan right there. And Lexi Casilla, I saw him between innings, patting him on the leg, saying, "Nice going, nice going."
Well, beyond the nice moment, something too, I think, for Joe to build on. And clearly, he was a pitcher who had lost some confidence after missing some saves in St. Petersburg. And it'll be a gradual process back, but a very strong step forward tonight.
Well, you mentioned it, Dick. I mean, he has worked his tail end off to get where he's at. And you need good moments, and that was a great moment for Joe Nathan. Good strikeout right there.
1-2 to Luke Hughes. Will be followed by Jason Repko and Rene Rivera. Ooh, check swing on a pitch that almost hit him. 1-2. Here's the Pepsi Max in-game box score.
Well, I think what we've seen here tonight that we haven't seen it for a while. Ben Revere kind of got the offense going. Casilla 1 for 3 with that double over the head. Was thrown out at third. Mauer picked up an RBI single.
That's up the line. It's going to be a really tough play for Uribe, and they call him out. Another close play at first. Eric Cooper's had a tough game at first base. Some really close plays, and Hughes retired on a good play by Juan Uribe. And that'll bring up Jason Repko.
Uribe kind of rounding that ball, getting set up to make a throw across the diamond. In the exchange, trying to get a good grip on that ball. Hughes hustling down the line. Casey Blake kind of pulled his foot. Oh no, kept his foot on the bag.
Well, Uribe's going to have another chance.
Put that in your back pocket.
So Uribe 1 for 2 in throwing out base runners on little nubbers in front of him. And Repko aboard with 1 out.
Repko picking up his second hit. And Jim Thome looks like he's going to hit for Rene Rivera. No chance to get with Repko.
And this is the scenario Ron Gardenhire was speaking about, although he was talking about it playing out this way with Mauer at first base. Mauer, the designated hitter, and by keeping 2 catchers, he can pinch hit one for the other, or pinch hit for one catcher with a Jim Thome when he's not in the lineup.
Well, he has the option now. Do you lose your DH and put Joe Mauer behind the plate, or do you have Drew Butera? So he's got Drew Butera there. Or if Jim Thome hits right now, then you've got to move Joe Mauer behind the plate. Now you're only down to 1 catcher. Gardy over the years have always wanted 3 catchers, even with Mike Redmond here backing up Joe Mauer.
And a fastball, a strike. McDougal, one of those guys. Everybody that's had him, White Sox, the Royals, loved his arm, concerned about his ability to throw strikes consistently, and seemed to figure out that eventually it would happen for him. And I think he's at a point in his career now where it is what it is.
Well, he was a closer for the Royals for a while, lost that job.
But he, in that sense, he really was ill-suited with his control issues to be a closer. It's the great closers the Twins have had. They've had a lot of them. They've all been able to throw strikes. And McDougal, whether it would be a wild pitch late or a walk, seemed to never really be able to have a smooth ride through the 9th inning.
Well, he was with the Royals for 6 years. The White Sox. He got traded from the Royals to the White Sox. This is the 11th season at the major league level.
1-1 to Thome. The Twins could say the same thing about Jim Hoey. Hoey, a lot like McDougal, throws very hard but has a hard time throwing strikes.
Good example.
One and one to Tomey. And back to McDougal. He looks at second, throws to first. And Repko is at second with now 2 away.
He didn't quite have a good grip on that baseball to throw it to second base, so alertly he got the out at first. Kind of leaped to get that ball, and I don't think he got a good grip on that ball to make a play at second base, but Repko does get into scoring position.
Well, here's Nishioka 0 for 3 after a 2-hit game last night. Trying to add an insurance run for the Twins here in the 8th. Twins have pounded the ball into the dirt 3 times against McDougal. Hughes was thrown out. Repko hit it so slowly he was able to beat it out. And then Tomey chopped one back to the mound. Of course, he's always been a relief pitcher. McDougal has, so it's not the best stat to give you, but for 9 innings pitched, he's going to walk 5. One and 0 to Nishioka, and now Ellis comes to the mound.
And Ellis wanting Jamie Carroll to come in. Repko's been getting a pretty good lead at second base. And Katz looks like he's ready.
One and 0 to Nishioka. 2 and 0. Another chopper. McDougal nearly pulled the first baseman Blake off the bat. It'll be a 2-run lead for Matt Capps as we move to the 9th. A nice comeback night so far for the Twins after being drilled 15-0 last night by the Dodgers. They've got a 2-run lead. They have it set up now for Matt Capps to pick up the save.
Well, I remember in last night's ballgame, Matt Capps worked the top of the 9th inning. He threw 13 pitches, 10 for strikes, mainly because he had not pitched in a while. The last time he had pitched, you have to go back to June 18th when he got a save here against the Padres in a 1-0 win.
Here's the Farmers report card presented by Farmers Insurance. Luke Hughes' 2-run home run, the difference in the game.
On your call.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
We'll give Luke most of the credit, however.
Ben Revere with a couple singles, stole a couple bases, as Jason Repko did.
There's Aaron Miles to lead off the 9th. He'll be followed by A.J. Ellis and Jamie Carroll. And strike one. Trent Olchin, who got a 4-hit night last night, including a home run, available on the bench. One strike. Miles bounces it to Casilla. And a quick first down.
I think Olchin will hit right here.
And a hit for Ellis. Had a career night last night. Drew Butera behind the plate for the Twins. So the difference in the game right now, the home run hit by the Twins Australian native. And now the Dodgers send up theirs. And hopes he can deliver a big hit in the 9th inning.
I hope he doesn't, mate.
Yonder Navarro is in the on-deck circle now. He'll hit in the 9th spot. Capps just misses the outside corner. Slice foul, 1-1. White Sox and Rockies are going into extra innings. Tied at 2. One and one. And Trent Olchin. Foul straight back. Just rearing back and challenging him. In a sense, a little bit of a different situation here for Capps than it was for Nathan. In the sense that there was almost more pressure on Nathan in these situations because the batter was the tying runner. And here, Capps has got a 2-run lead, and lesser until somebody gets on base. He can just rear back and let it fly.
Right. You're not afraid to, if the guy hits a home run, okay, you still have a 1-run lead. You just don't want to walk anybody.
Right.
And Capps is a guy that does not walk anybody.
1-2 to Olchin.
32 innings pitched for Matt Capps, only 2 walks.
And chest high. Now inside, 3-2. Capps almost never walks anyone. Just a couple in 32 innings. Full count to Olchin. To the left field corner, twisting, foul by about 1.5 feet. Splattered on the warning track about 1.5 feet wide of the chalk line.
Olchin just a ball slicing, foul. Twins, the last save the Twins had was Matt Capps back on June 18th here against the Padres again in that 1-0 win that Baker pitched so well.
Fourth consecutive one-run win for the Twins at the time. Another 3-2 to Olchen. And he missed. So Olchen, pinch hitting, draws a walk, and now Capps has found himself in a situation where the batter does now represent the tying run.
Now we're just saying we should never said that. Doesn't walk anybody. That's his third walk. Well, Navarro pinch hitting. Hitting just 168. 1 for 8 as a pinch hitter.
Fouls one straight back. Made a pinch hitting appearance last night in the 7th inning and bounced out.
We'll take one of those again.
That's down the left field line and into the seats. 2 strikes. Got Albert warming up in the event we have a bottom of the 9th. Oh, 2 to Navarro. Brian Dunston walked 4 batters, hit a guy. The rest of the bullpen did a nice job not issuing free passes. But now Capps of all people has issued the 9th inning walk.
Well, Twins have turned 2 double plays already in this ball game.
Is that your call?
That's my call. Double play ball right here. That's going to have to hurry.
Sprawling on the mound. Capps makes a great play to get the out. Matt Capps falling down and was able to make the catch and gather enough of himself to make the throw.
Like a big cat right here. Look at Capps. Spins around. He falls, gets up, and from his knees able to get Navarro right off the end of the bat. He stopped the ball there, got the out at first for the 2nd out.
Now you're not going to use that play to further your case that pitchers are the best.
They are the best athletes. Look at that. I mean, his momentum was going toward first base. He had to spin around and do a couple somersaults and then catch the ball.
When his baseball career is over with, he's got a job waiting with Cirque du Soleil. Tony Gwynn, the hitter. And Capps wants time, and he wants to talk to Butera. Make sure that they know what signal they're going to use here. We're now with a runner at second base, I would imagine. Two gone. Tony Gwynn Jr. at the plate. 1 strike. One strike to Gwynn. Now a ball. 2-1. Olchen at second base. The runner that matters in the box, Tony Gwynn Jr.
Threw that fastball right by Gwynn. Crowd of 39,755 on their feet. Another sellout here at Target Field.
Two and two to Gwynn. Three and two. Casey Blake on deck. Two-thirds innings of scoreless relief so far. By Burnett, Perkins, Nathan, and now Capps.
Butera put down some signs. Capps called them out. They want to make sure they're on the same page right here. What does Matt Capps want to throw? Tony Gwynn Jr. 3-2.
Gwynn fills first base. And Capps, who has walked two guys all year long, has walked two here tonight in the ninth.
He tried the slider and missed low. I wonder why managers are gray.
Here's Blake, who's reached his last three times on a pair of walks and a single. Gwynn at first, very good speed. Twins outfield trying to cut down the gaps. Off the plate, ball one. When he pitches, 10 balls, 10 strikes for Matt Capps. Slider, ball two.
And Rick Anderson going to give Capps a little breather right here. And last night he worked one shutout inning through 13 pitches, 10 for strikes.
Normally with really good control, and he was kind of all over the place. And now Capps among closers, as good a control as there is, and now he's struggling. 2-0 to Blake, who still's a dangerous hitter. Has come up here in a key spot in the ninth inning. 2-0. The belt called, 2-1.
I think Casey Blake looking for something middle in right there, and that ball just a little bit high, but called a strike. Pretty good numbers when the count is in his favor.
Bouncer right side. Casilla has it to Nishioka. And you can pull the covers back and take a look at your television. The Twins have won 6-4. Luke Hughes with a 2-run home run. The difference in the ball game and the Twins.
Nice call, nice call.
Twins recover nicely from last night's thumping in game 1 of the series. Anthony.
They did. We'll show you exactly how they did it. We'll hear from Luke Hughes. We'll show you how the table setters were key to getting the Twins offense back on track and a big